Hello, everyone. Welcome to Star Time. We are excited to have you all here, and we're going to talk about the problems we have with the Pioneer Plaque. That famous piece of 70 art, that pornography, porn we sent to space.
It wasn't porn, it was a booty call. There's a big difference.
A booty call. You're swatting a fly?
We were sending nudes. That's not porn.
Unsolicited nudes, too.
I know.
What do you think?
About sending unsolicited.
No, I'm being like every 50-year-old divorced guy with a profile picture like this.
Oh, you know, that would have been a great replacement plaque too. Where the two couples.
Don't give away our game.
Sorry.
We have a fun game. We are definitely trying to be proactive about this, so we can head out to space and swap out these plaques. Fix them up.
How hard could it be?
Seems easy. You just gotta get there. They're outside of the immediate solar system at this point.
Sounds easy.
It's a goal. It's a goal. We will work towards it. What's more fun? Like dying on Mars or trying to catch up to a Pioneer probe and preventing a V'ger type situation?
Dying on Mars, man.
You want to die on Mars?
I want to die now. Have you seen how things are going?
Well, I don't want to die because you can drown your sorrows at our latest sponsor. Would you like to hear about our latest sponsor?
I'm afraid, but continue.
We're trying to help out local businesses, and that's why we are now sponsored by The Jug.
Oh yeah, I know this.
Oh no. Welcome to The Jug. Wait, we'll put this in the middle. Yeah. We need everyone to see the glory that is The Jug.
If you go there and belch the alphabet, you get a free shot.
Well, this is actually what's going on with The Jug. The Jug is an institution in North Lawrence, New York. And it's the bar. The bar you go to catch up with friends and give yourself liver disease. But while you may think that that's bad, the church does too, apparently, because this sponsorship isn't The Jug itself. It's sponsored by the Glory Hole at The Jug. It's brand new. It's a glory hole. A glory hole! What a great idea. A bar is usually a den of sin. But someone had the word of God in their hearts and decided to make a little hole in the bar where you can praise him in all of his glory. The glory hole is open anytime the Jug is open. So go visit the Jug and check out their glory hole located on Main Street in North Lawrence, New York. We don't actually have a discount for their viewers, so there's no 10% off beers if you say Star Time sent you or whatever. But get this, apparently the glory hole is free for anyone to use. That's the only Christian way to do it, really. They don't charge you for church, right? So why would you get charged for a glory hole? So it's pretty great. I can't wait to use the glory hole. How about you, Jasmine?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, with that,
do that,
we should probably get in touch with the latest space news. What do you think? Okay. I'm gonna use. I need to.
You're gonna use my thigh for a mouse pad. I feel really abused.
I am. But we got some space news. All right. What is this a picture of, you ask?
Puerto Rico.
Yes. This is the Arecibo telescope.
AKA an eyesore.
Oh, really?
I'm kidding. I don't care.
Okay. I mean, it could be. They just dropped it in there and probably didn't ask anyone. So it could be one of those things like in Hawaii.
It makes sense. I could see that happening there, especially in Puerto Rico. Is it still there?
Well, it is extremely still there.
That's surprising.
Because it got damaged by the tropical storm.
No
recently.
way.
It's constantly getting hit by the increasing hurricane activity and worse storms. Yeah, I wonder what's causing that. But yeah, a support cable dropped in and just triggered a series of terrible things, and you can see what it looks like. It's real sad. So they're working on fixing it up, and yeah, This actually ties in with our later stuff because a lot of this extraterrestrial contact stuff, including movie Contact, involves stuff at Arecibo. But yeah, it is still doing science. Well, it was doing science up until this, and they had just, I think, finished fixing it like from the last hurricane. So it really sucks to work here at this point.
Whoops.
Ugh. But what else do we got? Turns out, remember when Betelgeuse was getting dimmer, like 20 years ago, at the beginning of the year?
No.
Betelgeuse was getting real dim to the point where it's a bright red star in Orion, and if you're looking at it normally, you would notice, like, you would just be like, that star should be a lot brighter, right? Like, it's one of those, like, it's like a standout super bright star, and the fact that it just became like a normally bright star, where not even as the brightest or nearly the brightest in Orion, it was like really noticeable. Like it got so dim it looked like a fog or something rolled in front of it. But yeah, it turns out that there was a whole bunch of dust was ejected out of it. They weren't sure if it was massive sunspots, if there was a lot of dust. Hubble Space Telescope took a big, long look at it and have found that it is actually dust.
That's boring.
It's kind of boring, right? It's not like because everyone was so excited it was going to be a supernova, and then it wasn't.
Well, what are you going to do?
I know, right? But here's the thing. It's dimming again.
Really?
Yeah, and they were like, and in the report, like, this is really unusual. It's not going to do this thing again. But it's dimming again. But we can't see it right now, really. Maybe in the morning. It's worth checking out if you're up late at night. If you're up all night, there's actually some fun stuff to check out, and we'll get to that in a second.
Oh.
So you can also maybe see if Betelgeuse looks a little dim to you. We're going to also just check out, first, the fact that they're doing some more moon laser experiments.
Are they going to put their name in it? On it?
CHA...
BITC.
But apparently the reflectors that we put on the moon when we faked the moon landings,
of course,
those were still working, but they're apparently only giving back 10% of the reflectivity they used to. So they think it's a bunch of that micrometeorite impacts and this weird, I don't know if it's called a weather phenomena on there, but when the sun rises and sets, it charges the little fine dust particles and makes them rise and set, which blocks mirrors and would potentially block solar panels over time too. So they're like at 10% of their reflectivity after 50 years of being there. So, which seems like a fairly easy problem to solve if you're using solar panels. You can do a little dusting. But then laser technology has advanced a lot since 1969. So
nice.
They actually were able to get a reflector that was mounted on a space probe orbiting the moon, and I forgot which one it was. So, good for that one probe. Maybe it's LRO. I forget, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. But, yeah, they managed. It was actually pretty hard to catch because the moon, the lander site, it's just sitting there. The orbiter is orbiting the moon, so it's a moving target. So they're able to hit a moving target with a laser on the moon and get information back.
Thank God. I've always wondered if we could do that.
I mean, it's actually kind of handy if you're going to be flying in space and you want, like, a higher bandwidth communication.
Yeah, that's why it's important.
Well, there's Star Wars stuff for sure. But, remember, here's a more fun one. Turns out there's a new watery world in the solar system, and its name is Ceres.
Yawn. Oh, like in The Witcher. That's cool.
Oh, shouts out to Mr. Skin Skull. Thank you for loving the show. Hope you enjoy our new format. Here. So what we're seeing here is a picture of this right here is just called a cryovolcano. It's a volcano that's just erupting slushy water instead of lava.
That is very bizarre.
And what's even more bizarre is it seems to be fairly recent. This is data from the Dawn mission. The relief on this is exaggerated by 2 times. So it looks a little stretched, but it's to kind of show like how prominent it looks. But the coating, it does seem to just be like new and icy and from below. And they had some models where it's like, okay, Ceres obviously has a lot of water. It's probably locked in ice. It's probably no subsurface ocean. But this seems like really recent. And this isn't like people talking about stuff in geologic time where it's like, oh yeah, 100 million years ago, Saturn had rings. They just got formed. It's new, you know. It's like, that's not new. There wasn't even T-Rexes yet. Or maybe they had just started out. God damn it, don't fact check me on dinosaurs, you sons of bitches.
It's sad that there was a time where T-Rexes didn't exist.
I know, right? Well, there's a time right now where they don't.
Don't get me started about it.
I mean, the thing is my takeaway from Jurassic Park is that we should do that. What's your take?
That we should bring them back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Totally. Might as well.
You can have them as pets. You can have like a real life Dinotopia. It'd be great for the job market.
Mm-hmm. And we could train them to be super intelligent servants of ours and send them to get the water on Ceres that is apparently there and very accessible.
No, I just want them as pets.
You want them as pets?
Yeah, I think it'd be cute.
Yeah.
I think it would work out and there would be no issue with that.
Water on Ceres. Dinosaurs as pets.
Yeah.
That's what you get for Star Time.
That's what I want. Anyway.
You know what I want is if I'm up all night, I get to wake up, or I get to go out and face the east before sunrise and check out the moon traveling past Venus this weekend in the early morning skies. A beautiful crescent, very bright Venus. And you'll think it's like an airplane light if you haven't been looking for it or haven't seen it before.
He will legit wake me up for this shit.
Not for this. This happens fairly regularly, but it's a pretty sight. If you happen to be up, check it out. It's great. Venus itself might have a little crescent if you can look at it through a telescope. I don't know for sure, but I suspect it does, because it's coming back around from the sun. So yeah, I believe that is it for space news this week, because we have a lot to say about the...
Oh, that thing.
This thing here. Oh no, we're covering up the hottest part. We'll fix that.
I'm covering up the guy's cock.
There we
Wait,
go.
can I say bad words?
You can totally say cock or penis. Yeah. Breast is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So,
Those are the nudes that we sent.
mhm.
And according to Earth, only white people live there. You know, I can't understand it because I'm looking at it. I can see the Morse code, so that's good. I do understand that, but as a resident of Earth, I have a cheat there. The bottom part, I get that. You're pointing to Earth and all the planets in alignment. That's smart. That's pretty...
You gotta trust me.
No, I don't. Oh, man. I don't trust him at all. Alright, so. I see here that I'm
never mind.
Push me back, that's fun. Woo. So I see here, yeah, I can tell that that's where you're saying, go to this location. Then you have those two nut sacks at the upper left-hand corner, which I have no idea what that means. It means nothing to me. Now, I know that there's a record up there, like a record player. At first, I was like,
Mr. Skin
that's
Skull's
dumb.
shouting out their golden record, too.
Yes.
Which is on a separate set of probes. Those
Oh.
are the Voyager probes.
That's true.
That was another attempt at contact of extraterrestrial intelligence, or confusingly named SETI, with a C instead of SETI with an S, for the search for. But yeah, there's both made by Carl Sagan and his wives.
Yes. Awkward.
Awkward
But
story.
going back to the two people, we're not considering, like, I don't know, maybe trans people. Like, we've got a lot going on down here, and right now the only thing representing us are two, like, white, cis people. I'm not gonna assume that they're straight.
Yeah.
I can at least do that.
But here's the
And
thing.
then,
So this was actually something interesting, because when they were designing this, Carl Sagan actually wanted the guy to have an afro.
oh.
But the final design, because he didn't actually draw anything, the final designer decided he should shrink the afro, and then became Mediterranean curly, as they put it.
I wonder why.
Yeah. But, yeah, he really wanted to actually make it, like, as neutral as possible.
He's a good egg.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Unless you're his wife.
I mean, no one's perfect. I have to say, I do like the star thing going on. It reminds me of Lady Gaga at the Grammys. But that, as an alien from another planet, I would look at this and I would be like, okay, there's somebody like me out there, but what are they saying other than DTF? That's just my opinion.
I mean, that's basically is kind of what they're saying, too, which is very funny. It's like, hey, come here! Here's a map, and I can actually show you what this means.
What if that's why people are being abducted and they're getting probed? They just think that this whole thing has been like that, and it's just intergalactic foreplay.
The problem is the probes are still traveling out, no sign of interception. And
no, I mean people being abducted and probed.
That started in the 60s. Started with Betty and Barney Hill, so that's before this.
He didn't get probed, though. He just had his dick diddled.
So you're saying the probe aliens are separate and found the Pioneer Plaque?
Yes.
And got real randy.
That's my theory. Ancient alien theorists do not agree with me because they don't know about me, but if they did, I could probably get on that show.
Okay,
They'll put anybody on.
Ancient astronaut theorists. You want me to... I can illustrate a little bit about what this means. I'm going to cut us out for a second.
Yeah, because I don't know what it is. As far as I know, it could be nutsack, pair of tits.
Alright.
Oh, wait, is that a measurement?
Yes! Okay, so, the stuff at the top... Sorry, I guess I'm going to have to kind of
wait, I have an epiphany here. If me, 1 tequila in, can figure out that that's a measurement, that's actually a good sign. Continue.
What's the measurement of, though?
No fucking clue.
This is... you're talking about right here, right?
Yeah.
That is the unit of measure that you use in the rest of this plaque, because you'll see these little weird dots everywhere. That's the same thing. It's using small versions of this.
Did we use the metric?
20. I believe it's about 21 centimeters. It's the wavelength of a activated hydrogen atom. It means that the electron gets excited enough to flip.
That's going to be very useless.
Well, this is the thing. SETI people, especially back then, were obsessed with trying to find something universal, and they said water and hydrogen.
Oh.
And they're like, well, that's everywhere. So when they would do the search for extraterrestrial life, they were looking in like what they call the water hole, which was like the frequency of a water with some kind of ionizing maybe. But that's why they were like, oh, hydrogen, that's the most abundant element. That'll be the standard of measurement. Except there's different ways to measure hydrogen. If it's activated hydrogen versus it's neutral or whatever, like it loses its electron. I don't know. It's a little...
That now seems like what we sent is a nude threat, because they might look at that and be like, oh, a bunch of naked earthlings want our water.
Well,
and they want to mate with us.
Or hydrogen. That is not the oxygen atoms not there.
I mean, given how we are with things, we being the US, if there's a new place, we're gonna take it.
But they got the so I was actually wondering what this weird stuff was around them. Like that weird shape in the background. Like if it represented like a path or some kind of geometric figure. It's just the Pioneer probe set to scale. So it's like if you were the aliens that pulled this onto your ship, it's like, oh, the people that sent this were just a little smaller than the probe itself. That's all that means. And then that stuff kind of right around your head here, those are showing the distances to neutron stars that are relatively close to us. So the idea is that people would use that for interstellar navigation, like waypoints. They use the rapidly spinning neutron stars at very regular timing, so they can use that to kind of set their course in space. If this starts to red or blue shift, the weird distortions and the signal will help them like readjust their course. Of course, this relies on us accurately measuring the pulsars, and there's one of them that we've messed up before we sent it out. So we might have actually gotten the aliens lost. Oh, and I should say, I gotta lift this up.
Which might be for the best.
I'm gonna dip us down for a second.
Okay.
Oh, that stuff at the bottom, right here.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's where we are.
And that's the path of the Pioneer probe, and that's our solar system. So.
And here, I thought they were just circling it.
Right. But
I got the gist.
Yeah. So
DTF.
But the thing is, yeah, like you said, there's a few other problems with this.
Lack of diversity.
Lack of diversity.
Don't understand.
Just looks like a couple of white folks.
Seeing here at all.
It also, the man's holding his hand up. He's the one that gets to greet.
Yeah.
So that's a big issue. The woman is being very demure.
You're already setting us up for failure.
Hmm? Or Carl Sagan.
He didn't do it. He didn't mean it. I know that he had no control of that.
Yeah.
I trust him.
There are definitely some issues going on here. And yeah, it's like... I mean... I guess it could have been a lot worse.
I mean, I kind of like that they're nude because it... But then again, they're going to come here disappointed, thinking that we have a very laid-back feeling about nudity.
Well, here's the other issue. That the nudity thing was a big problem on Earth.
I can imagine.
Like, you notice the guy has a little dickus.
Oh, so it should have been bigger. Was that the problem?
No, it's a huge hog. It's giant. Like, I can't imagine. Like, that would hurt someone. It's the biggest I've ever seen.
Big.
But the lady doesn't have a little indication. She just is, like, flat there, like Barbie.
She's also waxed.
Yeah. Well, there's no pubic hair in either. You
Which
can't
is
even
weird
tell if
for
the
that
guy's
time
circumcised. Yeah, the time period. It was a hairy time, the 70s.
It really was.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is there's a whole issue just for trying to show both the man and the woman completely nude. And it's, like, pretty wholesome. It's just like, look, this is naked people. It's not even, like, sexy naked people. They're waving high. They're, like, boring nudists you find in Monterey that just want to, like, have you drink, like, herbal tea and go on a cleanse with them. Which is not sexy at all.
He speaks from experience.
But, yeah, so there's some issues. We need to, like... But there are issues with communicating to aliens in general, because we probably haven't met any.
Probably.
And also, how do we talk to someone we've never met? Like, with the wildly different frame of reference. Like, I did a talk to some folks in Brazil, and I made the mistake of mentioning the Girl Scouts, and just blank stares. And I'm like, oh, there's no Girl Scouts. But that's just my idiot ass talking to some folks that we share the same planet. Or the translator knows both languages. An alien, what if they don't even consider hydrogen like an important thing? For whatever reason. They won't be able to figure out the measurement. What if they're like, what are these weird arrows, and they think it's pointing to brown dwarfs or black holes or something, and they're like, there's 3 of them missing. Like, there's a lot of assumptions here. Maybe the friendly hand is a threat.
Oh, true.
Like, what if they can't even read it? What if they can't figure out what it is? Like,
They're not
for
going to
whatever
be able
reason.
to. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, this is a problem that has plagued contact with extraterrestrials for a long time. Would you like to check out a few earlier examples?
Oh.
Well, first I want to say, this is actually what it looks like mounted on the probe. You never see this picture of it. I think it looks really neat.
I remember seeing that and being like, oh.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's like really small. It's like 9x6. So it's like, I don't know,
Interesting choice.
a little bigger than this Red Lobster biscuit mix.
Product placement.
10% off at redlobster.com with promo code STARTIME. We do not have 10% off.
That'd be pretty cool if we did.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
this one was super cute.
Yeah! So this is actually from Arecibo. Oh no, and it's a little...
I think it's super decorative. It is neutral.
Yeah.
What I like about this is the person... It's all you need to know. We have limbs and a head.
Mm-hmm.
That clearly looks like some kind of body. I actually prefer this. Although, I only understand that there's a humanoid. Everything else, I have no idea.
Okay, so, do you want to know what this is? Because this is actually... They actually did a thing where they sent this to people. And they're like, hey, translate this message! This is a message sent to humanity! What is it? Nobody could figure it out. Nobody. So... They tried their best. This is by Frank Drake. He sent this signal in, I believe, the 70s using the Arecibo telescope pointed at M13, which is a globular cluster. It's a collection of old stars orbiting the Milky Way. It's not a separate galaxy, but it's like an orbiting group of stars. There's a bunch of them in a small area, which is why they sent the signal there. It's like, there's a lot of stars in that one spot. It's going to take like a very long time to get there. Huh. But the message, it consists of 7 parts that encode the following, because I'm reading notes from Wikipedia. The numbers 1 to 10, they're in the white. The atomic numbers of hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, which makes up DNA. again, we're assuming the aliens have DNA. That's the purple strand there. The formulas for the sugars and bases in the nucleotides of DNA, which is green. So we're going top down. And again, there's a lot of assumptions already. There's a graphic figure of a human. Boom, we called it. The dimension with the physical height of an average man and a man. And
can't tell.
Human population of Earth, which is red and white/blue and white respectively. And
Why would you tell them that?
I don't know. It's like, these are how many people you get to eat.
Right.
There's a graphic of the solar system, the next one down, which indicates which of the planets the message is coming from. That's in yellow. You can see, yeah, right there. We're getting near the
Totally
bottom.
understood that.
And then at the bottom is a graphic of the Arecibo radio telescope and the dimensions of the transmitting dish. Which actually, if you're doing radio stuff, would be pretty important.
They will not care about that.
No, they're not going to understand this at all. It just looks like an Atari game that froze up.
Yeah. It's cute though.
It's cute, and honestly, I think it looks cool.
If this was like a dress print, I'd wear it.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was an attempt.
Oh, the movie Contact. You get to see your dead father on an island, and
This actually isn't from Contact.
Well, still, let's
Yeah.
reference it.
But it's this is from I think it's a radio installation in the Crimea. There was what was it called? This is from Cosmic Call, which was a private Texas company that contracted out to unemployed Russian astronomers to transmit a bunch of messages to space without asking anyone's permission. So that's another thing that goes up with what's called CETI, or they call it active SETI or METI. There's slightly different things that happen with each of those, but generally they're all like more actively involved with contacting aliens instead of just passively searching for them. But yeah, this one had a bunch of weird stuff. This is the famous golden record.
It's pretty. I like it.
No, it was in the 70s.
And I want it. I can feel.
Oh, it's great.
They could probably get the sound waves. I don't know.
Mr. Skinskull, here's that sexy golden record for you. I wish I actually put a picture of the top of the record, because it is the 70s ass looking like label and everything. It looks fantastic. But yeah, this is the other record. This is the other thing that Carl Sagan and his wife and not girlfriend, but future wife and her fiance were all working on. So yeah. It has the sounds of Earth and all that, but of course, it's the most 70s thing imaginable, because it's like, let's send a record to the aliens, and we'll make a picture of how they can make a record play, man.
Wow.
It's worth listening to. You can find it online.
It's boring. It's like whale music and like bratty kids, like lame. And then like classical music, but just whatever. I mean, they did a good job. It's not for us, it's for the aliens. But
it's cool when you're peeking.
I would say, if you want to listen to it, go ahead, but
put it in the background while you're playing, while you're doing chores in a video game. This is great for grinding sessions.
I was gonna say on what planet, but
I think a couple of pictures didn't make it through, but I did want to cover a couple of other things I found about our attempts to contact the aliens.
Oh no.
Well, it's been a long time for people doing it, a couple hundred years. Gauss, actually, in Germany in like the 20s, had a proposal to use he invented the heliotrope. He invented a ton of stuff. He's one of those old guys that just invented a ton of things.
Had a lot of time on his hands, got it.
Yeah, and he thought he could use a massive heliotrope to signal light flashes to Mars or the Moon or Venus, and just say hi to the aliens.
So nice.
I know, right? There's another proposal to, I think it was also Gauss, but I'm not sure. There's some contested info about this.
I was just gonna say, it's not us. It's not for us. It's for the aliens.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really like this idea. They wanted to cut a massive, like, hundreds of mile, like, geometric symbol into, like, Siberia and show the aliens. Like, they thought they would see it. So it's like a giant crop circle, but huge, like hundreds of miles.
Well, you know what ancient alien theorists believes? We've been doing that for thousands of years.
Ancient astronaut theorists, that's what he says.
I never pay attention. I'm usually like way drunk at that point.
But yeah, so we had like, the best one was digging a massive canal filling it with kerosene and lighting it on fire.
That is so amazingly stupid. I love it.
We just watched Jackass 3D for the first time, and that is totally like something they would do.
Wow. That is cute.
Hi, this is Steve-O, and we're going to contact the aliens with this gasoline.
At that point, they thought that there might be people on the moon, and there might be people on Venus. Okay.
I mean,
they didn't know any better.
They didn't have any other way to do it, and they didn't understand. They were also like people that would just, I don't know, they would solve problems in the most brute force way imaginable.
Yeah, I give them credit. It's not like it was like, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, so I mean, those are kind of the basics of it. And recently, there was a whole controversy because some other group, what were they called there? The...
Weirdos. Nerds.
I hate keyword shortcuts. There's the lone signal in 2013 that was controversial for trying to send a signal on behalf of humanity without asking humanity's permission. Then there was kind of an agonizing one sent in 2016, which I'm not a fan of either. What was it called? Simple response to an elemental message, and it was encoded data containing the responses to the question, how will our present environmental interactions shape the future? Oh, a little under 4,000 responses. So it's, we sent the aliens a live journal post. We sent them a Medium post. It's really self-indulgent bunch of bullshit. I'm not a fan. Someone wasted a bunch of people's time doing this stuff, and if we did anything with it, it's just telling people that we're here. Which, here's the thing, possibly a mixed bag. It's not like Independence Day would probably happen, but there is some controversy over whether or not it's a good idea to even say anything to the aliens, even if we got a message from them. Just, it's a new thing, and not a new thing in sci-fi. It's been around for a while. It's a question of how the Fermi paradox works. Yeah, where it's like, well, why haven't the aliens contacted us? Why can't we see the aliens? It's like, well, there's something out there wiping out the aliens. Maybe you should shut the hell up, so we don't tell the aliens where you are. Maybe it's not even the aliens. Some kind of like a big thing is that someone made a self-replicating probe, and then the probe just keeps self-replicating and killing everything that it sees as a threat to its creators. Or itself. Maybe it's the Prime Intelligence now. A lot of fun books with it. The Revelation Space series, that's the linchpin of it. Very fun books by Alistair Reynolds. Badass Russian space captain lady, I love her. Volova. Oh, so, but now that we've covered a bit of the Pioneer Plaque and the problems with it, we're not going to criticize something without offering solutions, right?
Of course.
And Jasmine has some solutions. We're going to check those out right now. Right now.
Yeah.
All right.
This is my first design.
So here is our patch update. Here, let me move this a little bit for you so you can see the whole glorious plaque. Can you tell us what we're seeing, Jasmine?
So I decided to put, I mean, they're not the most perfect beings, but close enough. I think if we should show aliens anything, it should be Cardi B and the, oh! Haha! I hope that was not me who did that, but it probably was. What happened?
Our rinky-dink setup is not adequate.
Oh, sorry folks. Tech difficulties.
The most basic of tech difficulties. That's my fault.
Oh, I don't feel bad then.
Yep. Alright.
Weird it happened when I started talking. Ominous.
Ominous events.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, I won't move now.
Now we're a little zonked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put the lyrics to My Neck, My Back by Kia, because I thought that that'd be cool. I mean, we've already sent nudes, we might as well give them an instruction. And then, I just put 2 beverages. I think that we do well, which is like coffee and booze. So, if aliens come, that's probably the main export that we could offer. Or at least they could enjoy.
Seems sound.
I thought so.
Okay. Well. Now, what is this?
This is the thing I think we actually should send.
Okay.
I mean, the other one is if I was a nice person, but if this was me designing it,
oh my,
this is what it would look like. Basically, it just says "fuck off," and instead of giving directions here, I point to Uranus instead. I crossed out Earth. You know, it's not there. I also warn them if they do come. I mean, I'm warning them. Don't come. Like, we have bad stuff like AIDS in Florida. And then I put like an eggplant because I didn't know what to do to the 2 balls up there. And the guy, instead of waving, he's got a finger up, middle finger. Like, really, I mean, they won't understand that either. But
what if you found the universal symbol?
Right? Peace among worlds.
Okay.
So I think this is what we should actually send. Just fuck off.
What was this one?
This is for our generation. It's like a meme. It just seems right. Doomer. And you can read it. I'm shy.
Well, we have a very small screen here. Oh. Do you like Earth? No, it's a shithole. Flies away. That's basically how the 3-body problem starts.
What's the 3-body?
It's a book, Chinese science fiction book, and a woman who was very dissatisfied with the way the Cultural Revolution is going is a staffer at a giant radio telescope, and she decides to hijack the messaging on the radio telescope to tell the aliens that this world sucks, you can come kill us or whatever.
That's smart. I mean, honestly, that's probably what I'm saying here. Or, in retrospect, if I could say anything, I'd be like, no trust. Trust. Don't trust.
She's drinking.
I'm being honest.
Wow.
Think about what the Spaniards did. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, you guys have a bad track record. Trust the ladies. Talk to us. Of course they're not.
No.
Whatever.
But
it's all weird about it.
We're near the end of Star Time for this evening. But do you have any final thoughts about the Pioneer Plaque?
If I could send anything, I think the second one I made is the best. I think, or, I mean, like I said, it's not worth visiting. Like, we've got a lot of shitty things here. There's gonna be some, like, optimist that's gonna be like, oh, but sunsets and kittens, and I'm like, no. Just fuck off.
So, tell the aliens fuck off.
Yeah.
I'll just say don't say anything to the aliens, just in case. Keep an eye on them for a bit.
That's the other thing. We can just keep our fucking mouths shut. I think that's what we should do. Because when I think about this, legitimately...
But you're telling Americans to keep our mouths shut. Those other contact attempts, we're all Americans.
Everybody in general. Because I'm just saying, you know, if you look at colonizing, alright? If I could go back in time, I'd tell a bunch of people to keep their mouths shut and hide. I said it.
There you go. Shut up and hide. Let's not contact the aliens. That seems like fine advice to me. Alright. Well, with that, we'll let you all go tonight. Thanks for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. Oh! Remember to like and subscribe.
Like
Seriously,
and subscribe, but also keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Oh, Jasmine, do you have anything happening this Sunday? Or no?
I do have a brunch show. I believe it's with my friend Heidi. I'm gonna have to double check. It might be with my friend Miranda. It'll be a surprise.
Surprise guest on a surprise brunch show. What time? Time to be determined, but sometime brunch time on Sunday.
I believe 11 Pacific. My time is 2? I can't do math.
2 Eastern, 11 Pacific is the usual time. Okay, and you're at Jasmine on Twitter?
I am.
What about Instagram?
It says
Jazzy
Jasmine.
Pants.
Jazzy Pants, maybe? Yeah. I'm not great on Instagram anymore. I'm mostly
You're a
on
TikTok lady.
Yeah. And that is, I believe, Jazzy Pants
something.
It's not great. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. I'm just Dave Prosper or Prosper Dave on Twitter, and Live Long and Dave Prosper on Instagram, because we're trying to be more professional with our show. Yay.
I'll get there.
Also, go to the Jug. Check out the Glory Hole. Give praise to God. I've heard from several people that they've gone to the Glory Hole in the Jug, and people would just hear Jesus Christ coming from the Glory Hole area, which is in the bathroom for some reason, but it's a quiet place for contemplation.
St. Lawrence, the most glory holes in the tri-state area.
North Lawrence.
Not North Lawrence. I'm new here. I don't know.
Alrighty. Thank you all,
Bye.
and have a lovely night.
Yeah.